What's up, guys? Welcome to Demo with Mo. I'm your host, Monique Simmons. We'll be discussing dating, engaged, and married objectives from a young Christian's perspective. Are you guys ready? Let's dive in. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Demo with Mo. I am your host, Monique Simmons. Today, we are going to be discussing dating with kids. I know right now this is a hot topic. People are out here dating in these dating streets. Nowadays, we have kids, so people want to know, how do you date with kids? Like, I want to be able to build intimate romantic relationships, but what does that look like when you have kids practically? So today I invited a very special guest to join me on this conversation. I thought she would be the perfect person to dive into this hot topic with me. If you guys did not hear last season's episode on the relationship panel, I have J'Bria Iyalla joining me on today, back for another episode. And guys, I will say this: if I have you back for a second time, I really enjoyed you. Not to be biased, but Jay, I really enjoyed you. I have J'Bria Iyalla, who's a mom, confidence coach, intimacy coach, and an author. She's a mom, a single mom trying to conquer life. She's the owner of Luxe 80 LLC, where she provides confidence, intimacy coaching, and she also provides sensual movement classes as well. She has used her own experiences to help others get through this journey called life. Her daughter and herself, they're also the creators of the journal, The Love We Share. I love that. I love that so much. The purpose of their journal is to help bridge the gap of communication between parents and their children starting at a young age. So I would like to introduce to some and welcome back to others, J'Bria Iyalla.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, Jay, and for my guest, you will hear me throughout the episode call J'Bria Jay. She goes by Jay for short, so that's what I know her as. So if you hear me say Jay, that's what I'm referring to her as. Jay, what is one fun fact about yourself that my guest could get to know you a little better?
So most of the time, wherever I work, whether it's in a clinic or wherever, most people know me as the twerking girl.
Oh, okay, twerking Jay.
Because everywhere I go, I can hear music in my head, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Yes,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I was working at the high school, and this girl came in, and it was her birthday, and I was just like, one time for the birthday chick.
Hey.
The principal was like, Miss Iyalla, what is that? I was like, oh, we pre-turn up for her birthday. Like, that's what we do. We got to get everybody in a good mood.
Girl,
like, I've never had a manager who would be out doing things like that. I was like, you got to be fun sometimes.
I absolutely love it. Okay, Jay, so we're going to dive right into these questions. I mean, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I know a little bit about you, but for my guests, we're going to start from scratch as if I know absolutely nothing about you, because I know there's some people who are listening who know absolutely nothing about you. So
okay.
do you have kids? And if so, how many and what are the ages?
Well, yes, I have one daughter and she is 9.
Okay. How long have you been in the dating world?
Oh, I've been in the dating world now for about 3 years.
3 years. Okay, so let me ask you this. You have a 9-year-old and you've been in the dating world for 3 years. So if you could give me like a backdrop or a little context or a little history, how did you transition or how did you get here to the dating world, from having a 9-year-old to now just getting back into the dating world?
Well, her father and I, we were married.
Okay.
We had been together for about 17 years. So we got a divorce about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I've just been in the dating world since then.
Got you. Okay. I got you now. I got you. How was that transition for you going from being in a marriage and in a committed relationship for that long, for now going back into the dating world? But even with that, going now into the dating world with a child.
Yes, girl, it's so different. Like before, I guess that'll be like almost 20 years ago, I was used to, I guess, the traditional dating.
Yeah.
They see you, boy sees girl, girl sees guy. He may say something, she give him a little look, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
Girl, now it's just so different. It's like, one, they're bold and they have lots of audacity. And I'm just like, so y'all don't ask people to go on dates and stuff no more? Like, that's not what they do. So it's very, very big difference.
Got you. Okay, let me ask you this. Because now having a child, I know, like you said, it's a big difference now being out in the dating world. When is a good time to introduce the person that you're dating to your child? Or is there even a time frame?
I really don't think there's an actual time frame. But for me, because obviously I'm still dating, so I don't really have anyone. I just want to make sure that when I'm dating someone, I actually see us going somewhere.
Gotcha.
So then I can introduce her to them, not just a random, I just got your phone number. Let me introduce you to my child this weekend. Because she's young, they get attached. I don't need her getting attached to something that's very, very temporary.
Okay. So I got you. So it's not so much as a time frame, but it's about, is this somebody I see this is going somewhere with?
Yes, it's more of a, are we on the same page? Are we going somewhere? And even so much as if we're not going in that same direction, because if we're on the same page, and kids need to know that you can be platonic friends, you can have platonic friends of the opposite sex. So if I meet this guy and okay, he has potential, but we're going to take it slow and just be really good friends, you can tell where your friendship is going, whether you're going to introduce your child to them as a friend and then it grows into something. But they have to be a regular, consistent friend where they actually come by the house, we're actually doing fun stuff together. Then it's something different where we can actually either grow from it or just be really good friends. Either he's going to be stepdaddy or he's going to be uncle, whichever one. But it's okay for them to see that, but not just somebody random. Like I met him in a club. He asked me for my number and I'm going to introduce him to my baby tomorrow. No, that's no. So
that's good. I like that, especially the platonic friends, because some people you actually may start out as going on a date with them, and you guys may actually just turn out to be good friends. Like we may not be romantic partners, but we actually like each other as friends. Like we legit may turn out to be really good friends.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is it a turnoff to be introduced to someone's child too early, like on either side? Like, do you think that's a turnoff?
If we haven't discussed where we're going, then I will feel kind of weird.
Yeah.
If we're supposed to be going to the movies and he's like, hey, let me show you my child first. I'm like, oh, okay. How do you even know they'll still be here next week? Like, we may not even like each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is something that we're gonna have to talk about. Like,
okay,
are we gonna introduce kids like at a play date? Like, how we have to talk about this. Don't just spring it up on me. And I'm just like, oh, hey, yeah.
Okay, so no kid pop-ups. That should be a conversation that you guys both have and agree on.
Yes.
Okay, I agree with that. I'm not in the dating world, but I agree with that.
Conversations need to happen because are you introducing me as just a friend, or am I going to be a potential? Like, how am I going into this introducing thing? Like, it could be it can turn into something.
Okay, so when you are ready to introduce them, I think this is a great segue to what you're saying. When you're ready to introduce them to your child, who should you introduce them as?
Oh, that's a good question. So, depending on where we are in our relationship, it'll probably start off as, hey, this is mommy's friend. And she's so smart, so she'll see if it's somebody I'm going on a date with all the time, or we're always doing something together. She'll eventually ask me, "Mommy, is this your boyfriend?" And I'm like, "We're just friends that are enjoying each other's company at the moment." Mommy does not know, because in her eyes, she's 9, but she's like, "I'm ready for you to have a boyfriend."
She
I'm
says
like,
that?
"Yes,
OMG.
girl." She's just like, "I'm gonna be going off to college soon, and I don't want you to be at home being lonely." Baby, you are
At
9. You gotta
9
watch.
years old, she already planning mommy's life. Like, I need you to have somebody.
Yes, like, I need you to have a boyfriend. I don't want you to be lonely. Baby, first of all, let's get this straight.
She love
Mommy's
her
not
mama
wrong.
though. She love her mama.
Right.
Okay. This is something I personally want to know too. Is it expected because you have a child or multiple children that you want to date someone that has children? If so, why do you think that is?
Well, in just my situation, I would prefer to date someone who already has kids.
Okay.
They will understand the little issues that I have going on with mine sometimes. And plus, like, I'm 39, like, I just don't. Yeah, if I ain't meeting nobody in the next year, so I'm probably not gonna have any more kids. I need
Oh,
you to
that's
already have
good.
some kids. I need you to already have some kids. I don't mind the whole stepmama thing where I don't even use stepmom, mom,
Yeah.
bonus dad. Like, I don't mind doing that. But please, yeah, I need you to have your own kids. And not only just have your own kids, I need you to actually be involved in your kids' life.
Yeah.
Like, I have to actually see you being involved in their life. Like,
Yeah.
have them, do stuff with them, talk to them. Because if not, then that is a big turnoff.
Oh, that's good. And I wasn't even going to ask this, but I'm glad you brought this point up. And I know you wouldn't personally because you just said it. But why do you think people date or even get involved? And it's not just a man thing, but why do you think people date or get involved with men or women who are not involved in their kids' lives?
I don't know, because I can never understand that. Because if you see the parent not being involved in their kid's life, like, what makes you think that they're going to be that in tune with you? Like, that's their own seed and they don't even really care about them. Why would you think they're going to care about you?
Yeah.
That's my take on it. That's just how I feel. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you personally have a cutoff number on the number of kids someone you date can have?
I don't.
Okay.
I haven't thought about it, but I mean, obviously you're not gonna be no Nick Cannon around here with 1,000 children, because, like, how? Yeah, we not where my time gonna come in at? Like,
Yeah.
because you got to work and you have to be in your kids' lives. So
Yeah.
where my time come in? So yeah, not 1,000 children like Nick Cannon. But a couple,
A couple.
a few, yeah, a couple, few.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this because you brought up Nick Cannon. What about, okay, so no cutoff on the number, but what about the number of mothers that these kids are by?
Um, um, well, some people, they start off young,
Yeah. Yeah.
and depending on what age they were when they started off, I could see them having multiple baby mothers, because of course you started young that's what you were doing, sowing your royal oats and just spreading it out, spreading love. So it just depends, and if you have a good relationship with them, because I don't like baby mama drama. Like, I'm non-confrontational, so I don't want to have to be confronting anybody. Don't anybody confront me. Like, we a team. Oh,
Yeah.
he ain't doing right. Tell me what he ain't doing. Let's see if we can get him doing right, because I don't like that. So I want to say a number of different mothers or fathers. Just you gotta take care of what you brought into the world.
Okay. So you don't have a number. It's just
Have a
long as you're
relationship with them.
taking care and have a good relationship with
You
your
taking
children.
care of your responsibilities. I mean, of course, I don't want you out here having like 6, 7, or 5 children out here. You know, gotta take care of what you bring in.
Got you. Okay. What would you do if you're really into someone you're dating, but your child doesn't like them?
Oh, that's a good one. Obviously, it's a reason why the child doesn't like them. So me and her have to have a sit down conversation and be like, what is it that you don't like? Why you don't like him?
Okay.
Is it because you think he's taking mommy's time? Or are you jealous because I have somebody else and you're not getting all the time? Or is it something you actually see him doing that you just actually don't like? Because I may not see it.
Gotcha.
So what is it that you see? And me and her just have to have a conversation about what it is. If it's actually something, or is it just actually, them not used, like she won't be used to me giving my time to anybody else.
Okay.
But if she sees it's a real problem and you don't get along with my child, like, we're gonna have some issues, because we won't have this happy family life that I'm thinking of if y'all can't get along. So we either gonna have to just be friends, and that's just gonna be it. Now, a lot of people probably won't agree with that, because the whole, mommy has to have a life thing. But I feel like as far as family time goes, I want this to be a father figure.
Yeah.
That she have like a bonus parent. So
yeah,
I need us to get along. If she can't get along with them, then we're gonna have to find something. It's just either the wrong timing, or we'll try again after.
Got you. And I totally understand. Okay, this one is a more practical question that I think a lot of parents who are dating run into. What can parents do who want to date but have issues finding babysitters?
Well, get your village up. In my case, it's usually my aunt babysits, or my cousin. By the way, she is up for all babysitting jobs. Her name is Taylor. Great girl. Great girl.
Okay, Taylor.
Yes. Open for all babysitting jobs.
What's Taylor's last name?
Henderson.
And she is in Mississippi?
Yes, she's in Jackson.
Okay.
So I usually go with her. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, you got to get those, before you introduce me, you have to get those little sneak ins when the kids go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come visit, but let me see what time it is. Okay, she goes sleep around this time. You can come visit that time until we figure out what we're doing.
Okay. Those are good. Okay. So these next 3, these going to be my 3 questions before we close out. These next 3, I want your advice. The other questions were more focused on not just you, but they included you. But these next 3 questions, I really want your advice for my audience, for those people who are listening.
Okay.
So my first question is, what advice would you offer the parent who has a child that still has hope that they'll get back with their mom or dad, or for whatever reason, they're not ready for them to start back dating again? What conversation should they have with their child?
Oh, that's a good one. That would be one of those conversations that actually the journal would help in, because sometimes kids can't really express why they don't want their mom to date, or why they want their mom to get back with their dad. And it's easier for them to write it out versus just coming right out, because they may not actually really know a reason why they're asking or why they want it.
Yeah.
But you'll just have to sit down and have these hard conversations. So whether they write it down or they come and tell you, or you see them having certain behaviors, you'll just have to have like just a little sit down, just, hey, like what's wrong? Why do you not want mommy dating, or why you don't want daddy dating? Why do you think we're gonna get back together? Or either have the conversation, we both love you very much, and sometimes people are better off as friends. And that's where mommy and daddy are. We're better off as friends. But we both will love you very, very much, and we won't miss a beat. Anything you have, I'm there. If you ever need me, I'm there. If you ever need your daddy, he's there. But sometimes we're better off as friends, and we don't want you to be in an environment where you see us, or you may think that we don't love each other. So I would rather us be apart so that you can know that you get all the love that you're supposed to have.
That's really good. That's really good. Okay. The next person. What advice would you offer the parent who has a revolving door on the number of people they are dating without any thought on how this may be affecting their child or children?
A revolving door as the child sees every man that comes through. One, I absolutely hate that. Like, that's not good, because you don't want your daughter. It's okay for your daughter to grow up and think, okay, it's okay to date because you're supposed to date, but not bring every man around your child, because then you don't know how your child sees that, or what thoughts they may have when they get older. And like, it's always a man in the house, a different man in the house, that may end up thinking your mom was kind of out there once they get older and know what certain terms are and what certain people mean with certain things. And you just don't want all these men, or men don't want all these women around their kids, because you don't know what other people's intentions are.
I watched this TikTok video a few weeks back, and the video was basically this guy, and he stitched another video. And for those of you who are not on TikTok and you like, what in the world is stitching a video? It's where you see another video and then you respond to that video and you add your video to that previous video, basically. And the video was, how does a man not respect his single mom? Basically, that's what it was. And the man who stitched the video, his response was, he gave an example why this can happen, why a man would not respect his single mom. And he said he was dating this woman, and the woman called him and wanted him to come over to basically have sex. He knew this woman had children, but he assumed because she called him over to have sex that the kids weren't there. He just assumed that, being a mom, she wouldn't dare call him over there to have sex with her kids being home. So he thought nothing of it. Well, they did what they did. And the following morning, the son was in the kitchen cooking breakfast when the guy got ready to leave. And he greeted the young man and he hurried up and got up out of there. But the young man he said the young man was like 17 years old. And he reached out to the young lady later on that day, and he was like, why you didn't tell me that your son was at home? I would have never, came to your house if I would have known your son was at home. And the woman's response was, oh, he'll be okay. The son would be okay. That was her response. And he was saying, based on that response, this was something that she normally did. Like, this was not her.
That wasn't her first time.
That wasn't her first time doing it. And he said, the way her bedroom was, her son's bedroom was right next door to her. So the noise that they was making, the son would have had to hear everything that was going on. And he said he can just imagine how traumatized this child had to have been experienced in this all of these years of these different men coming into their home. with his mom, and she thought nothing wrong of it. And I was just like, I could see how a man would not respect his mom. If this is the picture that was painted for him, I'm growing up in a home with a woman who don't respect herself, I wouldn't respect her because she doesn't respect herself. And that's kind of how I see this. We got to be mindful. And don't get me wrong, I believe we should be able to date and enjoy our lives and get back out there on the dating scene and have those romantic relationships. And if marriage is something that you desire, dating with that purpose to one day be married and all of that, I do. But I think we should be mindful, especially if we're dating with children. We should be mindful of our kids. Like you said earlier, even before introducing our kids to someone, is this going somewhere? Is this leading somewhere? Is this the person that I see myself being in a committed relationship with, marrying one day? If not, why am I bringing him home or bringing her home around my children? Why am I doing it? I have to be mindful. And like you said, even if it's just a platonic friendship, are you going to be consistent in that relationship with me? I can't just be bringing randos and random men and women around my children, because now I am setting an example to my child or to my children that this is what we do and this is okay.
And this is not what we do.
Right. So when you begin to start dating, or when you get out in the world and begin to build relationships, now this is the example I have set for you. So now this is what you will begin to do, because this is what mom or dad has showed me that this is okay. This is how we date. We just get out here and whoever I want to be with, right. They could just come on home. They could just come on home, whomever. So yeah, I agree with you. Yes. Okay, so my last question: what advice would you offer the parent who has centered their life around their child and they've lost themselves? They don't even know what a date is anymore. How can they find themselves again?
Come and see me, and we're gonna work this thing out. First of all,
yes,
let's talk about it. Let's see where were you when. Tell me your thoughts of when you last felt like yourself, not your mom's self, not your work self. Let's talk about how you were when you were just you and you were happy. What were you doing? What did you like about yourself? Where did you find your most confident moments were? Let's go back and we're going to dig back and find that person. After we do that, then, we're going to talk about your sensual self.
Yeah.
Because you got to feel like a woman. You have to know what feeling sexy is. And it's not an actual look. Sexy is a state of being. So we're going to get back to you, because we got to do all of this before you even think about dating, because you don't want people out here getting the best of you and you're not even healed and don't even know what you like, because you're just going off what you think that the guys like, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
We have to figure out what you like. We have to get back to yourself. So that'll be the first thing that we do. It's going to take some journaling and some mirror work. We're going to talk to that long lost girl that you miss, and we're going to bring her back, some characteristics, because some parts of her had to grow. So we're going to bring back some of her characteristics, mix it with a little new stuff, and we're going to help each other out. Because once you get the confidence back and then you get back in the dating world, a guy won't even have an audacity to give, because they can't even reach that far with you.
Okay, honey, that is good. Let me ask you this, because I don't want none of my men audience to get on me and be like, why Jay didn't give any advice for the fellas? Because we get lost too. What would you say to my men who are listening that may feel lost? Because we got some single dads and some men who are out here raising kids too. What do we say to them who maybe haven't been out on the dating scene and kind of don't know how to get back out there? What would you say to them?
So men, the same thing with you all. We got to find your confidence. We have to find where you were in your last state of being confident. And I know a lot of men, they carry the weight of the world on them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't know how to express it. They don't have anybody to talk to because they always got to seem masculine, like they're strong.
Yeah.
And they don't have to feel that way all the time. Like, get your person that you can sit down and actually, because you got to have a vulnerable spot. And I know that's really hard for men to do because they think it shows a sign of weakness when it really doesn't. And a lot of men have trust issues. Trust me, I get it. I have trust issues too. But you have to be truthful with yourself, most importantly, because, I mean, you can't be out here unhealed and breaking women's heart in the same time because you're too focused on you trying not to show hurt. So you're going to act a certain way, and then you're putting off, and then this other young lady over here is getting hurt because you don't know how to love or you don't want to put your guard down. So, yeah, men, y'all come see me too. And we're going to talk about it and get you right and get you back on the dating scene.
Jay, I appreciate you so much, honey. I appreciate you. Yeah. I enjoyed our conversation so much. You have dropped some knowledge tonight to my audience. I really hope you guys have listened to this. Share this with your friends, your family, your coworkers, anyone you know who is out here trying to date, especially if they're out here trying to date with kids. But even if they do not have kids, if they're out here in this dating world right now in 2023, make sure you share this episode with them. Jay, again, thank you so much. Please let my audience know how they can find you.
One more thing before I tell them how to find me. While you're out here dating, please do it in a very careful and safe way. Don't just be out here giving it up, taking it in, no protection, no nothing. Meeting guys at the club thinking it's a fun time. Let me go try and see what this bathroom like. Let me go try and see what this car like. Like, really, please be safe because, people lie. And you want to make sure you don't get caught up on the wrong end of a fun time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So other than that, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Luxe 80. Actually, I think on Facebook is Luxe 80 LLC and on Instagram is just Luxe 80. And come check me out. Or you can do mine. You can send me a friend request on Facebook at JKishonda and on Instagram, JJustUs2.
And Jay, also for those who may want to get you and your daughter's journal, how can they purchase that?
You can go on Amazon or Barnes & Noble and look under The Love We Share and put my name, put The Love We Share and J'Bria Iyalla because it takes so many avenues to go find it.
Okay.
But The Love We Share is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Awesome. Again, Jay, thank you so much. And to my audience, I will make sure there is links to find all of this information that Jay has shared with you guys on tonight, where to buy her journal and how to find her on social media. All of the information will be in our show notes for the podcast, so you guys will be able to find all of that information. Thank you guys for joining us on tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation. Remember, I love you, but God loves you so much more. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
I hope you guys have enjoyed. Follow me on Facebook at Demo with Mo. If you have any questions you would like answered here live on my podcast, email them to me at demowithmo@gmail.com. That's DEMOWITHMO@gmail.com.